Elon Musk is standing on the edge, and you won't believe what just went down. The masks are off between Trump and Elon. Let's unpack this.
Elon's done a fantastic job. Look, he's sitting here, and I don't care. I don't need Elon for anything other than I happen to like him. But I'm telling you, this guy did a...
Yes, the beginning. The bromance no one asked for. Trump mid-ramble, declaring his platonic admiration for Elon like he's introducing his date at Mar-a-Lago. I don't need Elon, he says, right before showering him with compliments like a needy ex. Classic.
Your thoughts on tariffs? I know that's very controversial to even people, economists. They disagree, some agree, some think it's a good idea, some think it's a terrible idea. What do you think?
I think you need to be careful with tariffs. So you want to have tariffs be predictable so that companies can adjust their supply chain. I mean, I think companies are more than happy to increase manufacturing in America. It's just that you can't do it instantly. I'm against like sudden giant tariffs. It's an impossible response if you've got to, move 1,000 tons of equipment, collectively millions of tons of equipment. You just can't do that overnight.
Now Elon's side. Imagine this. Elon Musk perched atop a moon-themed beanbag in his spaceship-shaped office, sipping a $25 kale and ego smoothie, thinking he and Trump were a duo, a meme-powered MAGA tech tag team. Then out of nowhere, bam, Trump nukes his business with tariffs like it's the season finale of Keeping Up with the Billionaires. One minute it's admiration, the next it's economic sabotage with a side of spray tan. Elon's jaw dropped harder than Dogecoin in a market crash. And folks, this wasn't just political drama, this was betrayal in 4K. It's like if Batman suddenly endorsed crime because it polled well in Iowa. Suddenly the bromance is over. The tweets, passive-aggressive. The vibes, hostile. The Cybertruck might need a visa. Get ready. This tariff tango is hotter than one of Elon's unfiltered tweets at 2 a.m.
Suddenly, a bunch of 20-something-year-olds who live in their parents' basements and can't afford to repay their student loans are now experts on tariffs. Give me a damn break. All of the liberals opposing Trump's tariffs need to sit down and shut the hell up.
And just like that, Elon logs on and goes full Reddit comment section. Imagine being so salty you start roasting college kids with student debt like it's their fault you backed a guy who tanked your margins. Real main character energy. And look, before we get to the next meltdown, hit that like button, because when two egos this massive crash into each other, the only survivors are the memes. This isn't just policy, it's a full-on drama explosion. SpaceX just got trumped, and the only thing left orbiting is Elon's pride. And trust me, you'll want to stick around for what happens next. It's wild, it's Trump, and it's unreal.
I'm hopeful, for example, with the tariffs, that at the end of the day, I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally, in my view, to a zero tariff situation, effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe.
Yes. Elon Musk clinging to the adorably naive belief that Donald Trump would ever commit to something as boring as a stable trade policy. He's out here daydreaming about a utopia of zero tariffs, while Trump's busy throwing policy darts blindfolded in a Mar-a-Lago basement. It all began like any modern bromance. Awkward smiles, forced photos, and a lot of mutual ego stroking. Elon thought he'd found his economic soulmate. He wrote the checks. He flashed the grins. He even endured Trump rallies like he was launching a new Tesla powered by raw American denial. In Elon's mind, he and Trump were gonna ride matching Cybertrucks into a sunset of deregulation. Shirtless, slow-mo, high-fiving over their shared love of attention and chaos. But instead of sweet tweets and love letters, Trump delivered a bag of tariffs, on fire, on Elon's doorstep, Ring doorbell and all.
My money's on that guy right there.
Fight, fight, fight. Vote, vote, vote.
Thank you.
Oh, Elon. He even got dragged on stage like a prized MAGA Pokemon. And just like that, the bromance reached peak cringe. Because here's the thing, Trump's loyalty about as stable as his spray tan. One minute, Musk is the crowned prince of American innovation. The next, boom, Trump casually launches a tariff missile straight at Tesla's China ops. No warning, no phone call, just a blindside economic uppercut. The result? The Cybertruck's now about as welcome in China as a meat raffle at a vegan convention. And trust me, we're just getting started.
China, as you know, against my statement, they put a 34% tariff on above what their ridiculous tariffs were already. And I said, if that tariff isn't removed by tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we're putting a 50% tariff on above
Rewind the tape back to Elon Musk's superhero origin phase when he thought his bank account and bad tweets made him immune to reality. Tesla stock sky high. Elon riding a wave of tech messiah energy, tweeting like Lex Luthor with Wi-Fi access and a god complex. He thought being Trump's unofficial innovation mascot came with perks, like diplomatic immunity from dumb economic decisions. But in true Trump fashion, no amount of genius or donation dollars could protect Musk from a tariff tantrum. Instead of policy, Trump started handing out trade war grenades like he was Oprah on a vengeance spree. You get a tariff, you get a tariff. And guess who took the hit right between the charging ports? Tesla. Years of Musk building Tesla into a global empire just evaporated into smoke. The company went from industrial giant to Kickstarter with extra steps overnight. And China, China was holding the extinguisher like not our problem.
White House is doubling down on its commitment to tariffs despite a continued dive on Wall Street.
Those tariffs now putting him at odds with his advisor.
So much for campaign donations buying loyalty. Elon probably thought he had a lifetime membership in the Mar-a-Lago Mafia. Instead, he got the gold tier of Trump's loyalty rewards program. Public humiliation, and a stock chart shaped like a ski slope. And what did Elon do? Nothing. Silence. Total CEO hostage energy. He just kept tweeting about Mars and mole tunnels like Tesla wasn't getting steamrolled on Earth. It was like watching someone get hit by a freight train and then post a selfie saying, "This is fine. The car's totaled, the stock's tanking, but Elon's still out here pitching space burritos." Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Elon was reportedly melting down, probably Googling, "Can I undonate to a political campaign?" while Trump's inner circle was busy mocking him at brunch. And to make it even more brutal, WH staffers were leaking that Elon was unbearable to work with, which is hilarious, coming from the same people who think Jared Kushner is a genius because he once Googled Middle East peace plan.
Then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy, and he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon.
Ah yes, Trump's memory lane, where he rewrites history like it's a rough draft. Apparently, Elon Musk is now not only a tech mogul, but also a voting machine whisperer who single-handedly delivered Pennsylvania in a landslide, which, just to be clear, is a word Trump uses anytime more than 3 people clap. And right when you think this plotline can't twist any harder, boom, China shows up with the energy of, "Oh, you want to play trade war? Watch this." They hit back with tariffs like they've been waiting for an excuse. And Tesla, completely blindsided. Their China strategy shattered like a cheap windshield. Orders gone. Showrooms crickets. The Model S might as well be a Hot Wheels car. Meanwhile, Chinese EV brands like BYD are thriving. They're zipping past Tesla with Warren Buffett riding shotgun. And Elon, he's pulling Tesla's top models out of China like a magician who just realized he lost the rabbit and the hat. Imagine pouring billions into a Shanghai gigafactory only to get tariffed out by your own government like it's an episode of Survivor Free Market Edition. Chinese automakers smell blood in the water and start swarming the European market. They're cheaper, sleeker, and, best of all, not tied to a guy who live tweets conspiracy theories while building tunnels no one asked for.
China has just slapped retaliatory tariffs of 84% on U.S. goods in response to a president.
Tesla's grip on the global market starts slipping. Elon's aura of invincibility, cracking like a SpaceX prototype on launch day. The stock, it's diving like it just read Elon's Twitter drafts. And now, the best part, Elon is suddenly out here begging for a zero tariff agreement with Europe. Begging. This from the same guy who once acted like charging a Tesla would require a retina scan and a crypto wallet. But wait, here comes Peter Navarro, Trump's official economic crypt keeper, crawling onto national TV to throw shade like it's his last purpose in life. Navarro calls Elon just a car salesman. Then in true Navarro fashion, he kicks it up a notch, accusing Tesla of outsourcing key parts and running on Chinese batteries like the whole operation's just a Beijing lasagna. And folks, the drama is only heating up.
You know, the tariffs are on, and the money is pouring in at a level that we've never seen before. And it's going to be great for us. It's going to be great for other countries. We've been ripped off and abused by countries for many years with the tariff situation. They've used tariffs against us. We didn't use tariffs against them or.
Trump, ever the economic visionary, claiming the U.S. is now swimming in money thanks to tariffs, as if international trade is a lemonade stand and he just raised prices on the neighbor kids. But then, the script takes a sharp turn into sci-fi absurdity. Reports from behind closed doors, Elon mid-meeting going full TED Talk, rambling about colonizing Mars while senior officials literally sneak out the back. Imagine being so unbearable you make Trump's White House staff stage a fire drill just to escape your monologue on Martian zoning laws. And it gets better. Apparently, Trump's team joked about drug testing contractors, because really, what kind of sober person talks about lunar government structures during a meeting on steel imports? Analysts start slashing ratings. Twitter roasts Elon like he's the main course at Thanksgiving dinner. And why? Because he thought buddying up to Trump would shield him from the fallout. Spoiler, it didn't shield him. It threw him into the center of the blast zone. Trump doesn't do friendship. He does what's useful to me right now. And once Musk stopped being useful, he was dropped faster than Giuliani at a landscaping press conference. Years of donations, PR stunts, awkward, I'm totally enjoying this smiles, all flushed, right down the gold-plated toilet of Trump's ego factory.
Pork reports.
Stocks closed lower Monday, the market dropping for a third straight day. At the White House, the president digging into his global tariff strategy, dismissing fears his economic policies could drive traditional U.S. trading partners to do business with China instead of the U.S.
And now, Elon's stuck watching Tesla take economic body blows across the globe. China's eating his market share. Europe's turning to cheaper, cooler, less tweet-prone EVs. BD is mopping in the floor and serving leftovers to the German auto giants. Elon's last resort, he's tweeting for mercy, begging for trade deals, wishing anyone remembered when Tesla was cool. He brought a Cybertruck to a trade war, bulletproof windows and all. But Trump brought a sledgehammer made of base-pleasing zingers and economic cosplay. He doesn't read policy briefs, he reads poll numbers. And once you're not stroking his narrative, you're not just fired, you're obliterated. And Elon? He handed him the shovel. He asked to dig his own grave in this twisted billionaire breakup saga.
Dumber than a sack of bricks. That's how Elon Musk has described Trump's chief trade advisor as a growing internal rift over the White House tariff policy went public. It began to fester after last week's Rose Garden announcement. Peter Navarro is a hardline supporter of the aggressive trade policy. But Musk is no fan of the plan, reportedly making repeated personal attempts to get Trump to back away last week.
And the worst part, this wasn't a slow burn. It was a red alert meltdown with sirens blaring. Every warning sign was right there in glowing neon orange letters. Trump's career is basically a Netflix series titled Betrayal: The Apprentice Years. Ask Jeff Sessions, ask Michael Cohen, ask literally anyone who's been within a golf cart radius of this man. And yet, Elon still walked in like it was a business retreat. He watched all the firings, the loyalty tests, the scorched earth diplomacy, and somehow thought, yeah, that's the guy who'll protect my global trade empire. You'd assume that the guy who builds self-driving cars would have spotted the crash coming. Instead, Musk charged in, ego first, assuming his tech cult, quirky tweets, and I'm not like the other billionaires vibe would act as some sort of tariff-proof vest. Spoiler, it didn't. It just gave the world a front row seat to the slow-motion implosion of Elon Musk, global disruptor turned punchline.
Elon Musk is right that tariffs are taxes, they can hurt the economy. We've got to have.
Musk assumed that grabbing lunch at the White House once meant he had a lifetime fast pass through economic chaos. Instead, he got VIP access to the slapdown. This wasn't just a policy shift. It was a public lesson in Trump's favorite subject, transactional relationships 101. Elon thought he was indispensable. Instead, he became Exhibit A in the Museum of Trumpian Disposable Allies. And Trump? He walks away looking like the guy who stood up to big tech, even if it meant throwing the economy into a blender on live TV. To his base, that's not a loss. That's a win. They see it as putting that tech nerd in his place. Meanwhile, Tesla stock is in free fall. Elon's public image is crashing into meme territory again. And the real kicker? He helped build the house that's now falling on top of him. He cozied up to Trumpism when it was convenient, grinned through the chaos, tweeted about freedom while his factory workers clocked in during a pandemic, criticized lockdowns, collected subsidies, and played outsider while smooching the system behind the scenes. He wanted to be the rebel high-level genius. Instead, he got played like a background character in Trump's political cosplay.
He's a car assembler. In the EV case, is the batteries come from Japan.
And just like that, Navarro drops the final insult, basically calling Elon a glorified IKEA manual for electric cars, as if Musk's entire empire is just screwing bolts into imported batteries while muttering about Mars. And the kicker? This wasn't some rare betrayal. This was just Tuesday in Trump world, a place where alliances are disposable, loyalty is a prop, and golf socks probably get more consistency than cabinet members. Now, Elon's stuck in no man's land. He can't clap back without alienating half his fanboys. He can't stay silent without looking like a whipped billionaire with buyer's remorse. So he's doing the only thing worse than picking a side, subtweeting. Badly. It's like watching someone try to launch a comeback using a flowchart. Lots of graphics, no heat. Elon's playing 5D chess, but he's stuck explaining the rules while everyone else is flipping the board. And the other billionaires? Oh, they're watching, not to learn about trade. That's a full-blown dumpster fire. No, they're watching to learn the real lesson. Never assume that being in the room means you're on the team, because with Trump, loyalty is a trap door. One minute you're on stage, next minute you're free falling into a press conference where you're the headline.
Okay, so let me bring you in on something. The fallout over President Trump's tariffs turmoil has gotten so bad that even people in his own administration are fighting over it. The Washington Post is reporting that over the weekend, Elon Musk made direct appeals to Trump to reverse.
Musk thought he could ride the populist bull and steer it with memes. Instead, he live streamed his own downfall in Ultra HD, hashtags and all, insisting the whole time it was part of the plan. It's like losing a chess match and then declaring it was a performance art piece about defeat. But these tariffs, they weren't just a policy shift. They were a slap heard round the stock market, a reality check, a reminder that even the richest man on earth still plays by rules written by the loudest man in a red hat. And Elon, he's spinning it, trying to pretend this PR catastrophe is a visionary strategy, getting boxed out of China, mocked by your own allies, reduced to economic wallpaper in your own industry? No problem. It's just a strategic pivot. Sure, Elon, and the Hindenburg was just a bold new way to exit a blimp.
We are just getting started.
You wanted a crash course in how fast power can turn on you? Congratulations, Elon. You got the full masterclass, complete with tariffs, tweets, and Trump, the holy trinity of American chaos economics. And Musk, ever the dreamer, is probably already drawing blueprints for a tunnel under this mess. So here we are, a bromance that promised power plays and ended with public faceplants. A genius who thought he could finesse politics and got played by a guy who once pitched nuking hurricanes on live TV. And somewhere in a Shanghai boardroom, BYD execs are popping champagne and mailing thank you cards to Trump's tariff team, because sometimes the only thing it takes to bring down a titan is a little trade policy and a whole lot of ego. Here's where the next drama begins, and trust me, it gets even messier. Click on it.